Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In this episode, I will discuss economic significance of Waqf. Our glorious history revealed that even a single Waqf or a single donor could carry a great economic importance. For example, one of the oldest surviving universities in the Muslim world remains to be Al-Qarawin University, founded in Morocco by a Muslim woman, Fatima Al-Fahri, in 859 AD. Then we have a Jamia Azhar in Egypt, founded by the Fatimid Khilafat, which in 1970 AD. These two and many other institutions were funded by the Waqf. The concept of education endowment became prevalent in Europe in those days. About 5 centuries later, the oldest modern universities such as Oxford and the Cambridge were set up by the endowment during early 16th century. Presently, Harvard had the largest university endowment in the world, nearly $37 billion. The fourth largest endowment in education and the highest in the Muslim world in the present day world had been noted in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where King Abdullah University of Science and Technology was endowed or dedicated with $20 billion. If we go the early history, we can find that Jerusalem's Heski Sultan Charitable Complex, founded in 1552 by Heski Harim, wife of Sulaiman, known as Roxana in Urdu, had 26 entire villages, several shops, many markets, 11 flour mills, all in Palestine and Lebanon. For centuries, the revenues produced by these assets were used to run a huge market along with a mosque and 2 hostels, not only for the pilgrimage and travelers, but for the benefit of the community, whether they are Muslims or the non-Muslims. Then we are coming across in the 8th century a Waqf established in Aleppo by Haji Musa Amiri, a member of a local elite, included 10 houses, 67 shops, 4 hostels, 2 storerooms, several dyeing plants and baths, 3 bakeries, and many gardens, among various other assets, including agricultural land for the benefit of the common people. The dominions of the Middle Eastern mosques that date from the Middle Ages, including many of the architectural masterpieces that symbolizes the region's great cities, were financed through the Waqf system. By the end of the 18th century in Istanbul, it estimated the population of that time was 700,000, and 30,000 people were giving the food just in one day. Imagine, by the Waqf properties, Waqf generated money. 30,000 people is not easy to feed them in a one day. It was only the Waqf system and it was provided by them. Looking at the records from around the world, one comes across such aims as delivering water to a locality, defending towns, paying for the neighborhood's benefits, supporting retired sailors, supplying fruits to children of a community, and operating commute ships among hundreds of the other purposes of varying social significance. Hundreds of the non-Muslims were among the beneficiaries. A Jewish traveler of the 16th, 14th century relates his history, how during a journey from Egypt to Istanbul, he and his companions spent most nights at the waqf gifted guest houses open to travelers for every faith. Waqf served a wide range of social functions. Several distinctions may be made. A study of a Turkish waqf founded in the 18th century, and its more wealth was spending for the worldly causes that finance essentially secular purposes. And there were the schools, libraries, they were providing the books for the poor people as well. A similar study of waqfs founded in Aleppo around the same time shows that 65% served causes unconnected to the religious issues. The key point is that waqf supported so many economic sectors that the evolution of Islamic civilization is incomprehensible without taking account of them. In the Uthman Uthmania period, thanks to the remarkable development of the waqf institutions, a person could be born in a house belonging to a waqf, sleep in a cradle of that waqf, and fill up and eat on its food in the waqf, and receiving instructions through a waqf own books, become a teacher in a waqf school, draw a waqf finance and salary, and at his death be placed in waqf, provided coffin for burial in a waqf cemetery. In short, it was possible to meet all one's needs through goods and service immobilized as waqf. One even finds waqfs for the benefit of non-humans, including donkeys and the animal husbandry. One of the great Syrian scholar, Dr. Mustafa Al Sibai, has written in his Arabic book titled Hazaratina, which could be translated Bright Aspects of Islamic Civilization. He revealed that in waqf documents we find waqfs dedicated to the treatment of the sick animals. There were also endowments that were dedicated to feeding of old animals, those could not work more. For example, Marj Al Akhzar in Damascus was dedicated to the disabled person. Now that place, that land has been converted to a supporting stadium by the Syrian government. History reveals that there was an endowment dedicated to cats, dogs, goats, and cows, where they were looked after until their death. Now, coming back to the present day world, we can look in the contemporary India, where the government has scrutinized the waqf law. But in India, it has the vast assets and properties under waqf law, which has the largest number of awqaf properties in the world. Its market value is more than $20 billion, with potential generating more than $1 billion per annum. However, in most cases, waqf management continues to be poor and non-productive. No significant study has been done to trace and put on record Muslim contributions in the promotion of education in Indian subcontinent. However, archaeological sites in Delhi like Qutub Minar, Lodi Garden, Old Fort, Basti of Nizamuddin Awliya, etc. have remained educational institutions apart from other structures. Madrasa Nasaria set up by the Sikandar Lodi was perhaps the first institution in the subcontinent which provided universal education where both Muslims and non-Muslims are getting benefit from the education. The oldest surviving Muslim education institution in the country remains to be Madrasa Ghaziuddin Khan, which was founded in 1690s and was funded by Nawab Imdadullah, the Wazir of the Oud, in 1829. It became the historic and influential Delhi College, which eventually paved the way for the present Zakaria Hussain College since 1986, at the largest college of the University of Delhi with 4,800 students. We have Maulana Azad University, and there are Muslim Aligarh University, there is the Jamia Hamdard, whether it's in Pakistan, in India, they are all managed by the Waqf board, and they are producing whatever possible there is a possible for them to achieve the goals in an education. In a nutshell, in the venture of Islam, Marj Al Akhzar sees that the Waqf system eventually become a primary vehicle for financing Islam as a society. It follows that to understand the economic success and failures of Islamic world, and in particular the distinguishing features of contemporary Middle East, one must analyze the history of Waqf system with particular attention to its efficiency. If I will conclude it here, I will say Muslims have a potential. They have so much property. You can see now Trump, when he traveled from America to the Gulf countries, how much money he got. It means that Muslims have lots of the property. If they can spend it in a proper way, there will be no poorness in the Muslim world. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them understanding of a pure religion and give us tawfiq to understand the spirit of the Prophet's teachings and the Quranic teachings according to our doing, according to our religion. Jazakumullahu khair. Jazakumullahu khair.